Alright, I'm teaching you today two things. Algebraic expansion, is the multiplying out of numbers in brackets in any expression to remove those brackets. So first, I need to review with you. I'm not the kind of teacher that goes, you should have known this from last year, because that's a cop-out. I'm the teacher. If you don't know it, I have to teach it to you. So in algebra, the sign we do not write between numbers and letters, or numbers and brackets is. Does anyone know the sign in algebra that we don't write? Timesing. Well done. So, what does 2a mean? What am I doing with 2 and what am I doing a based on what you just told me, yeah? Good. Means 2 times by a. So therefore, what does 3 bracket x plus 3 mean? Someone else. She can't be the only one who knows. Heck, I just taught it to you there. What is the sign?
3 times x plus 3 is
3. 3 times by whatever x plus 3 is. We need to establish that because you're going to be doing a lot of multiplication of stuff with no sign between. You're going to write it all, you're just going to remember all of this?
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Just ask. Can I just have it back after?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'll give you like 30 seconds or so, and you get that little first box. If you work hard for me the first 15 minutes of this, I'll ease up, okay? Alright, so let me teach you an actual rule that you're going to be tested on. Distributive law. If you've got a number or a variable to the left of a set of brackets, that number or variable is multiplied with all the terms inside the brackets. That's a lot of words to describe this rule here. Do I have A on the left of a set of brackets?
Yes.
Are B and C inside the brackets?
Yes.
What do you notice the answer is? Has A been multiplied by B? AB?
Yep.
Has A been multiplied by C?
Yes.
That's the shortcut that I was telling you about. I'm pretty sure you've been taught that in Year 8 and Year 9. They probably didn't tell you the name of it. The name of stuff is important so that next year or the year after, if your teacher goes, what's distributive law? You don't just sit there with your mouth open. You understand what it is. After that, you simplify by collecting any like terms. I'll give you a couple of, like a minute or so. Can you get that rule down? So 2 rules that we've gone down so far. If I don't write a sign, it means multiplication. And can you get the rule down for distributive law? I couldn't afford a real bike. So while you're watching me teach, try to keep in mind what I'm trying to do here and how I operate. Yes?
So for the recordings you post on YouTube, are we free to access those as well after lessons?
The point is that do I have proof that I've taught you this at a quality level? Unfortunately, we're living in a time where your parents are very defensive of you. That's fine. I just had a kid. I want to be on my kid's side. But the assumption is that we don't do our job, and unfortunately, some teachers don't do their job. I have evidence that I do. And I'm quite confident in it as well. And hopefully, if you see that I'm confident and I'm consistent, what should that make you? Good. The way that you'll see me operate is if you do what I've asked you to do, I've got a setup in there where you can have fun afterwards. Okay? Do what you're asked to do. Then there's a PS3, there's weights there, whatever. Okay? But you do what I asked you to do first. I can teach you a lot of things, not just maths. Maybe you'll learn how to be like a person. You'll learn how to grind. Respect the grind is what I do. So here, Expand and simplify. Is there a number outside the brackets here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there two terms inside the brackets here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one would I label A? No? Look at this. 2. Which one could I label B?
3x.
And which one could I label C? -1. So now I apply my rule here. I'm going to times out A and B, so it's going to be 2 times by what? What did we say B was?
3x.
X plus whatever the answer, 2. What's the second multiplication going to be? 2 times by?
Oh, -1.
2 times by -1. Now here's something that I'm not going to teach you from scratch here, because you just need to know how it is. You've been doing it for many years. If I times a positive number with a positive number, what's the answer going to be? What's 2 times by 3x going to be?
6.
Good. Now I'm timesing 2 by negative what? What happens if I times a positive by negative? Negative answer. So it becomes plus -2. But can you tell me what a plus and a minus sign becomes? Because I can't add and take. I need to deal with one sign. What does a plus and a minus sign change into? Yes? Yes. So I will take marks off if you write that. I won't take marks off if you write 6x take 2. Can you get that example down, please? I apologize for that, but I can't do anything about that. I'm just a teacher. They're trying to fix this now. This building's probably 4 times older than you. At least they're doing something. So just get that left example down. You've probably never written this much, so I might take maybe 6 more minutes of actually teaching, then the rest of this time is practice, and you can get to know me, okay? Can we try this? What would I label A here? Which one of these things would I put A under? -3x. What would I put B under? What would I put C under? Can we do this a bit faster? What's -3x times by x going to be? You did a test on exponents at the start of the year. What?
Negative 3x squared.
Excellent. -3x squared, because you're doing A times by B. And then you're adding, what's 3x times by +2 going to be? Take your time. I'm not going to jump down your throat if you get it wrong. We'll correct it and we'll move on. Say it louder. Say it with your chest. Okay. -3x times by 2. What's -3 times by 2 normally?
-6.
Good. And then there's an x there. So it's -6x. What does a plus and a minus sign turn into? Minus. So your answer is going to be -3x squared take 6x. So slightly more complicated. Why? Because there's a squared involved. I'll give you some time to get that example down. Almost done. Is anyone still on this board? Boys at the back? You got this? You'll have it on the video anyway. If people are up to date, if people are on time with their writing because they're used to writing, can you start getting this in blue down? But I'll still go through it. Anyone near the camera, can you, I was going to say your name, I almost stuffed up. Is this board on it? Can you see the edge here? Yeah. Alright, I'm hoping FOIL is nothing new to you. If you've never heard of FOIL, you need to tell me who your teachers' names were so I can chase them up and have a nice little conversation about it. It doesn't matter though, because I've got to fix that now. What is FOIL? If you've got 2 sets of brackets with 2 terms in each, are there 2 sets of brackets in this? This one? No, you've got a number and a set of brackets. Here, what do you notice? Bracket, it looks like bum cheeks, okay? FOIL expansion is used when you have 2 sets of brackets. if I've got A plus B, what's the sign we don't write in algebra? Times, so that bracket timesing by that bracket. What does the answer come out to? A times by C plus A times by D plus B times by C plus B times by D. Why am I hammering this FOIL thing? Well, if I look here, what did I do with A and C? Are A and C the first things in each set of brackets? So it's the first terms in brackets. If I look at A and D, how would you describe their position in the brackets?
So the first and the first bracket and the second and the second.
She's doing it better, yeah? Each end. So if this is closer, this is inside, this is outside. So first terms in brackets, outer terms in brackets. Because can you see A and D are on the outside of the bum cheeks? B, C, what do you reckon I would stand for? What's the opposite of outside? Do you notice B and C, are they in the middle? The inner ones? Inner terms in brackets. What do you reckon L stands for if I'm doing B times by D? These were the first ones, A and C. What's the opposite of first? Last. Last terms in brackets. So some of your teachers might have explained it as FOIL, firsts, outers, inners, lasts. That's good. That's good information. This is just the first time you've had it just hammered out like this. Okay? I just got one example to do, and then I'll introduce myself properly, and I'll show you how your day map works. Is anyone still on that right board? You are? So,
Yeah, I just only just got the FOIL, so
that's what the FOIL stands for, okay?
I have no idea.
What are you doing? I think I might have space on the bottom. Example 2x take 5 negative x plus 3 expand and simplify.
I just know this second. Yeah.
Let's practice foiling this.
Minus.
Do I have two sets of brackets here?
Yes.
So distributive law is not going to work. I need to use FOIL, because I told you that FOIL is used when two sets of brackets exist. I call them bum cheeks, whatever. Whatever it helps you to remember it. You get a cheat sheet anyway. What would I put A under here? Which one of these would I put A under? 2x. What would I put B under?
Minus 5.
C? C?
Minus x.
Good. D?
3.
And we try this shortcut bit. So we are timesing A by C. What is 2x times by negative x? Ignore the negative. What would 2x times by x be normally?
2x squared.
Good. But if you times a positive by a negative number, what does the answer become? Good. That's a way that you can think of dealing with negative numbers. Ignore the negative. Just times it out. And then think back, did I times a negative by a negative? Oh, answer's positive. If I times a positive by a negative, answer's negative. So we just did AC, ticked, plus, what's A times by D? What's 2x times by 3 going to be?
5x.
No?
No, 6x.
Take your time. 6x. Good. So we've done AD plus inners BC. What's negative 5 times by negative x going to be?
Positive 5x.
Excellent. So he thought, well, let's ignore the negatives. What's 5 times by x normally going to be? 5x. That is negative times negative is positive. So positive 5x. And then lasts negative 5 times by 3. What's 5 times by 3 normally?
15.
What's a negative times by positive? Negative And then this, simplified by collecting like terms. So like terms is anything that has the same variable to the same power. Is there any other x squareds here? So negative 2x squared stays the same. Do I have a few just x's?
Yeah.
How many x's do I have here?
6.
How many do I have here? So overall, how many x's do I have?
11.
Man, if you have 11 x's, you got, maybe it's you that's the problem. What's left over?
15.
What kind of 15?
Negative 15.
Can you have the example down, please? That's all I'm asking you to do today. The way that I operate, I show you why I'm teaching you the thing. I show you how to do the thing. And then I give you examples of how to do the thing. Because what's the test going to be? How to do the bloody thing. That's how this works, okay?